Hi everyone, welcome to Soul Food. Great to be here with Nicole again for the final episode in this series called The Stories We Tell Ourselves. In the last episode, Nicole gave a great example of a story of someone using some of the principles of narrative therapy to deal with, in this situation, anxiety, and showing how anxiety was a very loud voice around that person's table, and it wasn't about attacking the anxiety or eliminating the anxiety, but seeing that voice be a quieter influence and drawing out some of the stronger stories. So in our final episode today, I wanted Nicole, for those who are listening, do you have some practical suggestions as to how an individual could apply some of these narrative therapy principles to their own life?
Yeah, look, I mean, how to answer that in a short few moments, but perhaps one way, this is one of the ways, is to consider to gain clarity about what it is that is dominating and impacting your life in a negative manner. Because often what happens, a dominant problem story, remember, you're not the problem is the problem. A problem story arrives, a problem narrative arrives, and it feels like it's our whole life. And what we want to begin to notice is that your life is rich. There's many things that make up your life and what is meaningful to you. The problem story comes along and makes us feel like that's all our life is and that's all that we are. So we want to gain clarity. What is it that is no longer okay with us in relation to a problem story? We want to begin to look at it and then begin the externalizing. The problem and I are not the same thing. There is a problem. There's a problem in my life that probably has a historical context, that has it existed somewhere. Perhaps it's been in your life since you can remember. Perhaps it came along at a certain age. You remember the incidents. So you begin to, and I use the metaphor, I think I've talked about it in this session, I actually can't remember, and one of the things is you begin to look at this as one of the things that is around your table of life, but it's not you. But you begin to notice that you also have a lot of other guests. So there's this problem story. And I guess one of my questions to you would be, when isn't that problem story so impacting on your life? Is it when you're going for a walk on the beach? Is it when you're with your mates? Is it when you're, I don't know, somewhere, in Timbuktu flying a kite? And if it is, then consider what it is about that time that makes that time so meaningful and the problem story less dominant. Because really that's what we want to do. We want to slowly begin to tune down the dominance of a problem story and begin to embrace your alternative skills and knowledges. Thinking about safe people in your life is another really good one. Who is safe? Who would be recognizing those skills and knowledges? Who can see you and hear you and understand? So forming those safe, we call them the club of life people. And they might be people physically in your life. They might have been people who've passed. They might be authors, people you've never met. They could be a teddy bear. In fact, the other day I interviewed a teddy bear. So it's like people who are, or things that hold you in a safe manner. That's a really important part of healing and, that cathartic experience of learning to tell our stories in ways that make us stronger.
Very good.
I gave you a lot there, sorry.
No, that's a great answer. If you'd like to know more about narrative therapy or maybe get in touch with Nicole, then visit her website, definingstories.com.au, and you'll find more material about narrative therapy. And as I said, get in touch with Nicole if you'd like to connect with her or learn more. Also be sure to visit my website, markconner.com.au, for links to other series of Soul Food. And I'm sure that'll be a great help to you. That's all from us today. We hope you have a fantastic Christmas and holiday season, and that the new year is filled with much joy and meaning for you. So all the best from us. Thanks very much.